Right, guys. So I'd just like to expand on the road trip idea and the kind of things that I do to build up a road trip and what we may do or may not do on the road. So we've got this the town here, Strumitz, which I'm just sharing the screen here. So if you have a just bear with me. So you can have a look at what to do in Strumitz, and usually then I go to you just click on the town, and I've showed this before, and then if you click on the town and then click on the photo, you get a gallery, right? And then you just go through the gallery. Some of the pictures are going to be, just random. There was one there of a concrete pump. I don't know. But then you get the idea of the town, the kind of rough idea. And they'll show you, the centre, which is probably this one. And then the hotels, the main square, which most Eastern European countries have, big square. And then, so you've got that aspect of it, and then I go to say Booking.com is the thing we use. I don't really use anything else. And then I go to this is Strumitz, and this is one apartment I picked out, 2-bedroom apartment, right? So that's four people, or you can have 5 people because there's a sofa bed as well, or even 6, I think. See, that's a double sofa bed in the living room there. So you're looking at this, got the kitchen, big balcony, which somebody commented on. Downtown apartments, right? There's a little toilet and bathroom. There's the living room and dining area. Shower room, kitchen. And you can tell just by looking at this, it's not a dive. And that's all you want, really. It's not going to be high end, is it? I mean, when you see the price. So this is the kind of thing I'll be looking at. And there's kind of a few of these in Strumitz. This is North Macedonia. So I'll go there. And then just scroll down on the apartment. I've already looked at the price, so I know what that is. The main thing I look for is Wi-Fi and parking. Must have that. You've got free on-site parking. You've got free Wi-Fi and air conditioning, which you won't need at this time of the year. So this is the availability, right? And this is what we're looking at in Eastern Europe now, off peak in October, and it's still nice weather. You can still get good weather. So if you're looking at that for 4 people, €36, and for 2 people it's €27, and for 1 person, say I was going alone to do some footage, €25, which would be my budget actually. Probably. And look at the place, that's for a 2-bedroom apartment. I mean, I wouldn't need that. I'd probably get somewhere in this town, by the look of it, for much less. Right, so then I'll look around at what to do in the area, and there is a thing on Google Maps, and it's what to do around the place. And I searched, because I know it's a wine region, so I searched winery, and it came up with this region here, which is about I'd say an hour away from Strumitz, right? And some of these places have accommodation as well, and they're not as cheap as that. It's kind of €50, 40, €50 a night, with food, and maybe you get some wine. or whatever. But look at all those wineries on this area. So if you like visiting wineries and you wanted to do a bit of wine tourism, we're there. You're having a if you stay there, there's no worried about drink and driving, anything like that. If you stay there the night, or even they don't all have accommodation, so you could stay in one of them and then visit a few others. This area here, look, you could go wine mad, but you'd want to break it up. Probably go and visit another place one day and then another winery. Or maybe you just love visiting wineries, and do it that way. Now I like visiting the wineries, although it's not that spectacular, but it's interesting, and you pick up the wine from the place, and there's even a wine museum in this area, and if you don't want to stay in a winery, the accommodation here is even cheaper than Strumitz, a place called Negotin, and that's really cheap. So this is what you can do. You can build up a good itinerary on just with Google Maps and Booking.com. That's all you need. All you need is a flight from the UK or wherever you're living, a flight to the nearest airport to this region, which I think is Skopje itself. And then all you need is a hire car and a plan. That's all you need, right? And that's easy to put together. The accommodation's easy, and the routes are easy because you can plan the route on Google Maps. It tells you how long it'll take, which is pretty accurate actually. Give or take, half an hour. It's usually very accurate, So that's what I'd do, and I think it's only about an hour and a half. There's Skopje there. You see the wine area here, and there's Petric over there. You see on the right, Petric. That's our first destination, and then we're going into Macedonia to Strumitz, and then. So you can fly into Skopje, book a hire car before you get there, which is cheap, and then you're away. You're away, and just straight down this road here, and you can get the sat nav on your phone. You just got to be careful with these non-EU countries about the data. You want to get an offline sat nav on your phone, which you can get. I've got one called Atlas Navi. It's like a crypto kind of. The basic version is just free, and what you do is you download the maps offline, and it works offline then when you get there, and you can just plan your route. But to plan the route, you've got to be online somewhere on the Wi-Fi. So you can plan that before you leave the airport, and put the route in, and then you go offline. Then it'll work offline. It won't eat your data, and that's important. Don't use you can make Google Maps work offline. There is an offline version. Don't use it online because your data will be gone in half an hour. And if you're on a contract, you might get a huge bill. So don't. Make sure that you're offline, or just use a map. But yeah, so it's very, very easy to plan these things if you've got a little bit of adventurism in you. And this one you could go all over North Macedonia in a couple of days. It's only a very small country, and Bitterl is down here, and that's not far away from this wine region. And Bitterl is the jewel in the crown. of North Macedonia, especially. This is what it looks like. Cafe Society. Fantastic place. Very safe. This is what it looks like at night. In the daytime. This is at the end of the main street. I think that's Alexander the Great. He's causing all the trouble now between Bulgaria and North Macedonia. So this is Bitola. You see the paved area there? That's the main street. And all the cafes at the side, they go all the way down the street. And everyone's always there, people watching, having a coffee. Very affordable. Cheap place, you know. And this is in the centre of that street. So all in all, I mean, it's a fantastic little town, city. Alexander the Great. See all the cafes there on the pedestrian area. They go all the way down the street, you know. And you can see all the embassies are here. If you notice the flags on the left-hand side, that's a Serbian flag. And I think the next one down, that's Ukrainian by the look of it, or something. And the Bulgarian one's just a bit further down. And then opposite on the right, there's some more flags there. This is where all the consulates are and embassies in this part of the country. So you could easily plan a cracking road trip just on using Google Maps and a little bit of imagination. And I'm particularly interested now because I've been through this place, this wine area. But when you start looking into it, and they do some good wines in North Macedonia. Now the whole of the Balkans region and Bulgaria, it's virtually all a wine area, you know. But they're spread out, you know. They are in Bulgaria. But this is a concentrated area. And some of the wineries look good. Some of the wine looks good as well. So, you know, let's just for example, we want to get from Skopje to this winery region. So you just put in Skopje. And then the directions. Let's put in Negotin. So there you go. That's 93 kilometres. That gets you to this wine region. That's right in the centre, this Negotino. And it's 1 hour from Skopje. So within an hour from landing, pick up your hire car, say, and then straight down to the... Oh, you could have a look around Skopje, even spend a night there. And there's a brilliant gorge just outside Skopje called the Matcha. I'll just see if we can find that. It's a canyon. It's just outside. There it is. There, Matka. The Matka Canyon. And they have boat trips, and it's quite good actually. There's the boat trips. And this is quite a good. It's a man-made reservoir, but it's in a gorge. And there's the cave. This is included in the road trip, and we went to this cave. And there's the river, and there's the canyon, and there's also, if you want to walk along the canyon, you see the route there on the right. This is a really nice place. the Matka Canyon. And there's a cafe, and there's actually a hotel there if you wanted to stay there, depending on your budget. Yeah, boat trip, €4, and it's a good like an hour, over an hour I think. Boat trip around the canyon. There you go. So there's all these types of things that you could look at as well. And it's easy just to put a trip together. With all this resource, what you've got online now, it's easy. And you're not going to get lost. Everyone's got like sat-nav on the phone, or, on that kind of thing. So here's a winery, bed and breakfast. So this is the winery. It's a little bit more expensive, €66. I'm sure, like if you're on a holiday, you could afford that for double room. And you're in the winery, and this looks a bit more luxurious actually. This is the bathroom. It's a big bathroom now. And there's the eating area where you have your breakfast. There's the winery. And that's where you'll be staying. Fantastic. Restaurant, and there's the bedrooms. And it looks like it's in a nice little setting as well. So there's the wine. So if you want something a little bit upmarket where you're still having a drink, and you're not surrounded by football shirts and that kind of thing, this is where to head for. And you can't really go wrong. And your car hire, that'll be covered for breakdown and all sorts. They give you the phone number if you ever get in trouble or something goes wrong with the car. So you're fully covered for everything just with the car hire. And I'm sure that's only about, I think in Bulgaria it's about €20 a day, if that. I think it's less. But so there you go. These are the kind of things you can find in Eastern Europe and you can see how much things are, like next to nothing, And the wine's not going to be expensive. It won't be that cheap in these wineries. They very rarely give away the cheap plunk in the wineries. It's usually the good stuff, what's on show there, because they're showcasing it, But I've been to quite a few wineries in the Balkans, and they're all pretty good. And some of them are they've just got a shop, in a way, but it's like a pretty industrial process, and it's like just a front shop at the front of the place, and they have a little wine shop, and some of them are unbelievable settings, And there's one in Bulgaria. I'll just show you that at the end here. That's it. I'll just search it now. I'll just search the one, my favourite one in Bulgaria, not just for the wine, for the whole experience type of thing. It's taking too long to load up here. Let's see. And this is a place, it's a spa as well, so you've got everything there. You've got the spa complex, you've got you've got the wine, you've got swimming pools, indoor and outdoor, and this accommodation. I mean, look at that. This is the accommodation. It's like a little village. It's fantastic. It's not that this isn't dirt cheap, this place, but it's like This is for you people who might have a little bit more money. Or you can just visit. We generally visit. I go there at least kind of once a year if I can, because I like it that much. So this is the complex, and they have all these little areas, And this is the indoor pool, and this is actually an old Thracian tomb type place, That's one of the restaurants. I think that's the breakfast room or sitting room. Or that might be the breakfast room for the guests, this one. And that's the complex from above. And you see all the wine, all the vineyards around, and then the little holiday village. And this is in Bulgaria, just near Plovdiv. And I've never stayed there. And this is the swimming pool. And they have all sorts of touches like peacocks and things like that, And it's very well kept. And you get your robe, and people walking around in these robes, and just to give it the ambience. Oh, this is the restaurant, which is open to the visitors, the public here. And this is really fantastic. This overlooks, you can see the vineyards on the left there. And there's all peacocks walking about and cats. And these are the rooms. Very well put together place, This is the entrance. That says hotel. There's the peacock. And there's the view from the restaurant. And there's some more that's just popped up. Check out these places. So that's the kind of thing what's available. You'd be surprised what's available and you've got to go and find it in Bulgaria. So this is the kind of stuff what's available, and for not that much money, you can really go on a budget, which is what we do, or you can on a road trip you could maybe do both. You could splash out on certain days, and then you could go budget. That's what we do actually. Sometimes we go in a little bit of a better quality if we see somewhere that's really nice, and have a little bit of luxury. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed that, and this is the type of thing, and you can do this yourself. Just go on booking.com and go on Google Maps, and you can do a virtual tour anywhere and just look up what you're interested in. If you're interested in caves, if you're interested in hiking, it'll bring it up on Google Maps. You just put the search criteria in each region and it'll come up, and then you can look at the accommodation or however you want to do it. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Cheers.